The present simple with Maggie. I live in Japan. I live in Japan. You live in Japan. You live in Japan. They live in Japan. They live in Japan. We live in Japan. We live in Japan. She lives in Japan. She lives in Japan. He lives in Japan. He lives in Japan. I, you, they, we live in Japan. She, he lives in Japan. I do not live in Japan. I don't live in Japan. They do not live in Japan. They don't live in Japan. He does not live in Japan. He doesn't live in Japan. She does not live in Japan. She doesn't live in Japan. I, they do not live in Japan. She, he does not live in Japan.